Good morning, my friends. Happy Friday. This is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s, working very hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health, and today's video is going to be a financial health check-in. Today is Friday, June. It's June the 2nd already, y'all, and I am going to be budgeting out. I was going to say the money that you see above my head, but I just realized that I didn't ever move the money up there to be budgeted. So I am going to be budgeting out some money. I promise there is money to be budgeted, but we will go and grab that money here in just a second and put it up in the ready to be assigned. And we will go ahead and get started on that right now. It is just about 7:15 on Friday morning, and if you are familiar with my channel, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate those of you who come back and check in with me week to week and keep me accountable. It is y'all who keep me going, and I love you so much. And for those of you who are new and are just wondering what I am rambling on about, get used to it. I ramble, and I am gonna apologize, but I'm also not gonna be able to stop that. So, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And I really hope that this is helpful to you and you are able to see what a real life, real human budget looks like. This is somebody who I do not cut out all the fun in my life, even though I do have some debt. I don't have a ton of debt anymore. I did. Who did I? But I do have some debt, but I still do allow myself some fun money. I don't stick closely to the if you have debt, you can't live your life way of doing things, which I know a lot of people do, but I also try not to go too far into the going out every night and doing things because I do really want to pay off my debt. So this is my way of compromising with myself to allow myself some life now while I can enjoy it, and also paying off debt. So I use the app that you see behind me, and this is an app called You Need a Budget. We call it YNAB. And if you are interested in this as we go through, I will try to point out some of the features. I do go into different features, different weeks as I come across them. So if you check out some of my previous videos, you'll see more. And I am working on a toolkit feature, which is where you will see these days of buffering, and I will get into that in just a second for those of you who are not new. There are also some reports that toolkits offer, and some of the things that you will see on my screen will not be standard, but Toolkit is free, so I am working on a video for that as well. Okay, there is a link in my description box for YNAB if you want to try it out. Somebody new just signed up for it this weekend. I don't know who it was, but thank you so much. I got an email last night saying I got 30 days for free. So if you are interested in trying it out and you use the link in my description, you will get 30 days for free. And then if you like it and you do sign up for it, you'll get an additional 30 days for free. So sorry, you get 34 days initial trial, 30 days when you sign up. So 64 days for free if you've used my link. And then they will also give me 30 days for free. So it's a fantastic deal for everybody involved. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go down to the bottom here. So the way I set up my budget is, even though I am paid, and for some reason we're in May, we need to go to June. I am paid bi-weekly, but I set up my paycheck, my budget to be a weekly budget. So because of that, and because I didn't get paid this week, the only money that I have to budget is this $275.48 that I rolled over from last week. This is what's left over from last week. It's slightly less than I wanted to roll over, but only by like $25 because I went over a little bit in my household goods. The way I do it is whatever I have left at the end of every week, I put down into this weekly breakdown section to roll into next week. And it's down at the bottom. I can't see it, and it's part of my budget. It has been assigned a job. It's just, so it's not sitting up there just ready to be assigned. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place this morning. I am sorry. So, y'all. Oh, that just went up. That made my age of money go up 2 days. That makes me feel a little bit better. So, if you're not new, you know that I've been watching my age of money go up and my days of buffering go up. What this is for YNAB, if you're not familiar with YNAB, the goal of this app, of this program, is to age your money. What they want you to do is put your money into your bank and then let it sit there and get older and Ideally, the age of your money should be at least 30 days or older. So you are at least letting your money sit in your bank for at least 30 days before you're using it. And they tell you to picture it like a silo, like a grain silo, where you put the money at the top and then it trickles down. And then what you're pulling out the bottom when you like open the silo, I don't know, I'm not a farmer, I don't know how silos work, but in theory, in my brain, when you open the bottom and the grain comes out the bottom of the silo, it's the oldest grain. And the new goes on the top and the old comes out the bottom. And the grain that I am using right now is the grain that I put in 20 days ago. So the money that I am using went into my checking account 20 days ago. That's what this is. This days of buffering is a toolkit feature. And what this is telling me is that if for some reason no more money hit my budget, nothing else came in, I lost my job, nothing else happened, I would have negative 16.9 days worth of coverage in my, that's how long I could survive before I needed more money. That's not a good thing. You want a positive number there. The higher the number, better for here. Because right now I would have negative 2 weeks worth of income to cover my bills. Granted, I have a lot of stuff in my budget that is not necessary. I have dining out, I have fun money, I have donations, I have giving, I have future goals that I like. Obviously, I want to have holiday giving. I want to have a passport renewal. I want to have things like that, but I don't need them. So this 16.9 days is not accurate to my necessities, but it is accurate to my goals, my life goals. And so this is, if I were to lose all traces of income, I would be 16.9 days, negative 16.9 days before I would need money again. So that is a bad thing. I'm spoiling my whole toolkit thing, but maybe if I just drop these little nuggets a little bit at a time, everybody will still watch my toolkit when I finally do put it out, because I do promise I am going to do one of those. Also, thanks, Kay. I love this cup. It makes me happy every time I use it. Okay, I am going to budget this money. So anyway, this days of buffering, that's what I was going to say. This days of buffering, so if you were here last week, somebody actually even commented, and it made me so happy, but I knew it was going to change on how it was going up. So last week, my age of money was 27 days, and my days of buffering was negative 5.2 days. And these were going in the right direction. These were getting better. They were getting better every week. But I knew it wasn't going to last, because the way I do my budget is I have this credit card that is a no interest financing card, and I have to pay it off by the middle of August. It's some like random date in August. Can't remember the exact date. But this card right here has to be paid off by some random date in August. So the way I'm doing it is every month on the 20th, which is technically the due date for that card, I'm paying $100. But then at the end of every single month, I'm zeroing out my budget, and every single penny that is left, I am putting toward that card. So I know that during the month that money is building up and it's looking like I have quite a bit of money. But then at the end of the month, that huge chunk of money that's just been sitting there is going to that card. So that's what happened. Today is June 2nd. So I made a big payment last week to this card, and that dropped my days of buffering and my age of money down when I made that payment. I also made a couple of other large payments, like my rent payment and a couple of other things. Oh, I need to talk to y'all about rent too. So I made a total to that card, total payment of, well, is that right? Yeah, $547.33 last month. So I made the $100 payment that I make on the 20th, no matter what. And then, well, I pay it early, but the 20th is like the due date. And then at the end of the month, what I had sitting there that I made to the card was $447.33, because like I said, it's just whatever zeroes out my budget. So that happened to be a random number with 33 cents in it. So that zeroed out my budget. I knew I needed to roll over. Well, I wanted to roll over $300, but then I ended up going a little bit over in one of my categories. But when I set up my budget last week, this is what I had left. This zeroed out my budget. That's what I paid to that card. It also made my checking account like get really low, but it's not it's low. I'm not even gonna lie, it's low. It's like By the time I get my next check, I'll have like $200 left in my checking account, which freaks me out. But then I think back to pre-YNAB Becky, and pre-YNAB Becky to have $200 left in her checking account in between checks would have been ecstatic. To have $2 left in her checking account in between checks would have been ecstatic. And y'all, this was a 40-year-old woman who was happy to have $2 left in her account between checks. Like that was pre-YNAB Becky. That's why I love this app so much. I mean, I can't give all the credit to YNAB because yes, I worked really hard on this and it took me being ready to do it. I'm not going to tell you that this is a magic pill. You have to do it. You have to stick to it. A budget is only as good as you doing it. But my problem was credit cards. And if you look, all of my credit cards are at zero. Every single week, I pay off my credit cards. The only ones that carry a balance are actually the only one that has a balance right now is the Saver One card. And if you watched my June budget setup, this should be paid off by the end of this month, Lord willing. That is the goal. This card will be gone by the end of this month, and that is my last card with the balance. And again, even this card is a $0, zero interest, which is the only reason that I left a balance on it. Otherwise, I would have paid this off a long time ago, or actually, I wouldn't have even done it if it didn't have a zero balance. That's the reason I did it. I keep saying zero balance, zero interest is the reason I took out this card. So anyway, okay, we're going to keep going. I just wanted to point that out because I know this looks bad, but that is why. It's because throughout the month, the money sits here and builds up, and my age of money just went from 18 to 20 back to 18. I don't understand how that worked. Oh, it's because I was in May and now I'm in June. Okay, well, it didn't change if I go to July. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Okay. I've been using it for years, but I guess I never noticed that part. Okay. So what I need to do today, I only have a handful of bills, and then I need to do my 4 normal categories, and then that's all I have. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So dining out, every week I give myself $50. If you can see, y'all, I only went out one time this last week. I am trying really, really hard to limit myself. I'm really trying. So we will see. So I still have $35 left from last week. I'm going to put my $50 in this week. I'm not taking that money away, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how I do. So I'm putting my $50 in there. $75 to groceries. Y'all, I only had 7 cents left from last week, and that was really hard to stick to. And the week before that, I went over by quite a bit. I know I'm going to need more household. I'm going to just brag on my roommate for a second, y'all. Nathan is awesome. He's also my best friend, so, I might be biased, but he's my landlord. He owns the house, and I rent a room from him, if you're not familiar with me. And I'm going to talk about my phone for a second. My phone. So last year, if you've been with me for a year, first of all, you're a rock star and I love you. But you may remember about this time last year, I was saving up for a new phone and I bought it. And it was a super cheap phone. It was under $300. By the time it was taxes, it was just over $300. And I don't want to bash the phone. I don't. Because I did a lot of research on the phone and everybody seemed to really like it. And it's a Motorola and it's a really cool phone. It's probably dead now because it's been sitting here for a week, but first of all, I've had Samsung Galaxies since my first smartphone. Like I've only ever had Samsung Galaxies. So maybe I was just spoiled. And this Motorola phone worked as everything except a phone. If I wanted to make phone calls, literally sometimes I couldn't hear a thing. Like I would be talking and you could hear me, but I couldn't hear you at all. And I'd have to restart my phone. And then I had so many people tell me that they call me and it would go straight to voicemail all the time. And I guess Nathan just got first tired of hearing me complain about it and also tired of trying to call me and it going straight to voicemail. And he came home the other day. I mentioned he had a bad thing happened, and I really think part of it was some emotional spending, but he bought himself a couple of things and he bought me a new phone. And at first I didn't want to take it, but after a while I did. I took it. Um, so I have a new phone, and this is a Samsung, and I love my Samsung Galaxies. I love these phones. I know a lot of people are Apple people. I have never been an Apple person. I don't anticipate me ever being an Apple person. I love my Androids, and I love my Samsung Galaxies. So now I have a Samsung Galaxy phone. But because I have my Samsung Galaxy phone, I had to buy a new case, and then I had to buy a new stand. I ordered an O Snap, which I like the O Snap phone. Like, they're like pop sockets, but in my opinion, they're better. They are magnetic, they are much thinner, and you can still wirelessly charge. That's another thing. I couldn't wirelessly charge this phone. It wasn't even the case. This phone does not have wireless charging capabilities, and I did not know until I got it home. And that was irritating. That was, I mean, I just assumed. I hadn't had a phone that didn't wirelessly charge, and I can't remember the last phone I had that didn't wirelessly charge. Anyway, I can again wirelessly charge my phone even once I get my O Snap. So anyway, I had to order accessories for the phone because I'm not walking around without a phone case. That's just not safe. I am very clumsy. And then I had to get the O Snap. So I had to do some spending out of my household that I wasn't anticipating because I wasn't anticipating buying a new phone. I knew I had phone issues, but it wasn't in my budget to buy a new phone. Like, phones are not cheap. I wasn't going to do it. But anyway, I have an amazing roommate. Also, if you've been around for a bit, you may remember a few months ago, the mortgage on this house went up like a lot out of the blue. It was in February. And my rent went from $400 a month to $600 a month, just completely unexpectedly. Nathan has been working very hard to get that fixed. He has been dealing with the city, with the county, and with his lending company. And he did finally, just this past week, get that all adjusted. He's found out what his new rate will be going forward, and is anticipating a check for what he has overpaid since February. So he has lowered my rent down to $500 a month, which started in June because that's when his new rate went into effect. And he has told me when he gets the check for what he's overpaid, he's going to pay me back the $100 a month that I have overpaid as well since February. So that should be about $400 that I am getting back this month or next month, whenever that check comes in. I'm not going to anticipate that in my anticipated income. Just whenever that comes, I will figure out where to put that. Something will come up, like it always does, but because that's just the way money works. But mainly what that did was give me an extra $100 to put toward my Saver One card this month, and or last month, because now it's June. And it also gives me an extra $100 to put toward it in June, which is going to allow me to pay it off even if something comes up and he doesn't get that check until like October, or if something comes up and he's not able to give me the $400, because when he raised my rent, I had no anticipation of getting that money back. It was, you have given me $400 a month rent for years and years, and I don't have a problem paying more. So anyway, yes. So while I attribute a lot of my getting out of debt to YNAB, I also have to give credit to Nathan as well, because he has helped me out a lot with the with low rent, and helping me out with that as well. Anyway, shall we budget? Shall we? Let's do that. I just had to go out. I had to just go into that information because sometimes when you have the world's best friends, it's really hard not to brag on them. So, and I do. I have the most amazing friends ever. I don't know how I got so blessed, and I'm so, so thankful to have y'all in my life. So thank you. Nathan doesn't watch this channel, but I know my other friends do, so thank y'all. Okay, so $50 to dining out, $75 to groceries, $10 a week to fun money, and $60 a week to ecclesial expenses. Gas, it is not a week to put gas money or self-care. That's it. Those are my only four that I'm going to fill up here. And then I have 3 bills that I need to fill. I've already done the 2 insurances. YouTube premium should be $13.09 a month. And part of what you can do if you have told, well, let's set it up together because I haven't done it yet. Oh yeah, I can show you a YNAB thing. So we're going to create a target. So this is a new category for me. I just started YouTube Premium. I'm going to create a YouTube Premium target, which used to be called goals. So I'm going to tell this that I need for spending $13.09 every month by the 4th. You can do it by the end of the month. You can tell it what day it's due. So I'm going to tell it by the 4th of every month, I need $13.09. And this way, and I'm going to save it. This way, it will know exactly what I need by when. And then in here, I can hit that underfunded button and it will just pull in exactly what I need. I don't have to type that amount in there. I've already set that target up for every single other one of my goals in here because I know what I need. But this was the only new one. My Aflac, which is my supplemental insurance, is $37.57. So we're going to go ahead and hit that underfunded. And my Adobe Express, which is how I create thumbnails and do other things, that is $10.81. Normally, because this budget for me, I do my budgets from a Friday to a Thursday. So this week ends on the 8th of June for me. Normally, I would put my $21.64 into Adobe Acrobat Pro. I have decided to cancel this. This is a very hard decision for me. I love this program. I have had it for years and years and years. I'm still really trying to talk myself out of it because I love it so much, but I don't need it. I know I don't need it. I am almost done getting my budget moms. So the way I do my budgets, again, for the new people, I uh I print out the budget mom's paycheck book and uh and then I set up my weekly budgets on here and then I put them into YNAB here. That's how I make it weekly because I had somebody ask me that, and I did answer that comment. I know I have more comments to answer, but I did answer that comment. That's how I make my paycheck budgets, weekly budgets. Is I plan them ahead a week at a time. So I print out my budget by paycheck. I plan them out a week at a time, and then I put them into YNAB because YNAB is really more of my actual cash stuffing. So I look at it as this is my budget planning and this is my budget tracking. So I make my plan in my budget by paycheck book by the budget mom. And then instead of going to the bank and pulling out cash and stuffing my cash into envelopes, I go to YNAB and I stuff my cash. This is my cash up here, and I stuff it into these envelopes here. That's how I do my budgeting in my brain. That's how I do it. And then I do track it in here as well because these I reconcile. If I don't reconcile them every day, I reconcile them every couple of days, and I for sure every Thursday sit down and I pay off every single credit card. So like last night I went in and well, sometimes I do it on Wednesdays. So like this one, I paid it on Wednesday. I owed $3.71. I stopped and picked up like chapstick and ice cream topping. I had made a purchase on here. I paid this off. I made a payment to my PayPal MasterCard. This is where I do my grocery shopping. This is normally my biggest one. This is my grocery shopping. Venmo, the only thing I can't pay is my dinner from last night. Everything else I paid off last night. So you can see I go in every single Thursday night and I pay off. I haven't used Sam's because I don't have that membership anymore. So I'm like, I can't use the credit card. I haven't used Maurice's in years. I'm afraid they're going to close that card. I paid off my Capital One card. Y'all, I'm going to go see Into the Spider-Verse this weekend. I'm super excited. So yeah, I pay off these cards every single Friday. These I haven't used either. So I'm saying everything every single Thursday. I go in, I close out my budget, I've reconciled all my cards, I pay off all my credit cards, and that is how I do my budgeting. And that is, I keep doing that. Okay. That's how I do my budgeting. So that's how I keep everything. I know it's all accurate. I know it's all right. Everything in here is green or blue. Blue just means I haven't hit my goal yet. Orange means I haven't hit my goal, but there's like something that's going to be due. This is not due. Y'all, if you were here last week and I was all excited about my medical bill being only $15.76, then they did charge me that $64. They charged me the full amount. So now I have a follow-up appointment with that office on Tuesday. I'm going to ask them about that and be like, yo, why'd you charge me extra? Because I know that's not what was due. They sent me the bill total was only set $15.76. So why did they charge me more? I didn't owe them that. So now I'm probably going to have a credit on that account, which maybe when I go into my appointment on Tuesday, I won't owe as much for that because I don't know. It's really irritating. But whatever. I had it. I still had it in there. I'm glad I didn't pull that money out of that budget category because I left it there and then they did actually charge me that full amount. What I am super excited about after getting those cards paid off, that one, I keep saying cards, but there's just the one card. After I get that one card paid off is starting back up on my sinking funds. And I did sit down this long weekend and figure out what I needed to put into my sinking funds to reach my goals. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go over July's budget with y'all and do my third quarter. I think I'm going to do a third quarter like update, like a full on third quarter debt confession update and where I am in my whole like financial goals thing. I think I'm going to sit down and do a third quarter update at the end of June, beginning of July. I think that's my goal. So watch out for that video as well. I keep promising y'all videos. They will come. So we will have the this one, the toolkit. We will have the toolkit, and I'm going to do a whole third quarter debt confession update where I'm going in my financial, what my plan is going forward now that that card is going to be paid off, and what's going on. Those both will be coming at the end of this month, beginning of July. So watch for those. Hopefully this one will be coming before then, but by the end of June you should have this video, and by July you should have the second video. So okay, y'all, I've been talking to y'all for like maybe longer, I don't even know, but what I'm going to do is now I'm going to move this $19.01 down into my week 2, because next week will be week 2 of June for me, and that is all I have left. That's not very much money, but that's what I have left to roll into week 2. And fortunately, next week I have a paycheck. I have more income coming next week, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then that's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go to work now. First, I'm going to call my mom, because I call my mom every day. That's just what I do. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend planned. I hope you have something fun going on. I hope you're doing something with your friends or your family, or you know what? I hope you're spending time by yourself and just enjoying it and reading a book or taking a bath or getting your toes done. Whatever it is that makes you happy, do that this weekend. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out if you enjoyed it. And if you're not yet and you are enjoying this content, please subscribe. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. We're so close. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. And if you're not yet, please hit that subscribe button and join us. It's fun here. I talk a lot, I know, but that can be fun, right? I love you all so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.